Hey everyone, it's Gothix here, and I'm excited to officially announce our first ever Rip-A-Fest. Rip-A-Fest is a community initiative celebrating fan talent across art, music, and content creation within the Rip-A-verse. It runs from October 22nd through December 6th, 2025. This is your chance to show off your skills, get recognized by the Rip-A-verse team, and even win some cash prizes or store credit. Here's how it works. We have three main categories: art, content creation, and music. Art contest. Create a Rip-A-verse themed piece in one of three ways: a cover or pinup, a sequential art story, or a coloring piece. For the coloring category, you'll be coloring a line art piece by our very own Kanan White. First place winners in each category can win $1,000 cash or $1,500 in store credit. Cover winners will also receive a paid commission opportunity with the Rip-A-verse. All our entries must be submitted directly on our website in order to be eligible. Content creation. Create content that celebrates the Rip-A-verse in your own voice, whether that's general videos, lore breakdowns, video essays, commentary, or even live streams. Each first place winner receives $500 cash or $1,000 in store credit. Instead of submitting every video, content creators only need to provide their information and links to their platforms or channels when entering. Keep in mind, all content should remain neutral and/or fun. Music contest. Compose an original soundtrack inspired by any Rip-A-verse character, heroic anthems, villain themes, or anything that captures their essence. The winning track earns $1,000 cash or $1,500 in store credit. Music entries must be submitted directly on our website in order to be eligible. We're also hosting a fan favorite category, voted on by the community in the official Rip-A-verse Discord. The winner will receive $500 cash or $1,000 in store credit. Winners will be spotlighted on our website and featured in an upcoming issue of Rip-A-Zine. All entries must be original work, no generative AI. You can enter multiple categories and you retain full ownership of your submissions. The Rip-A-verse may share your work online with proper credit. Judging will be blind and will be focusing on creativity, execution, and how well your work captures the tone and style of the Rip-A-verse. If you're ready to show the world what you've got, visit ripafest.com for full rules, downloadable assets, and submission details. Follow Rip-A-verse on social media and join our Discord to stay updated and take part in the community vote. Rip-A-Fest begins October 22nd. Time to create, compete, and celebrate the Rip-A-verse. Hey everyone, it's Gothix here, and I'm excited to officially announce our first
play again. What's up, everybody, for another episode of Ribbon and Silverback, guys. We are 10 episodes away from one hell of a milestone there.
We're gonna have to think about something to do for
we gotta do something fun.
Show.
1000%, we have to do something fun. I'm game for that. I think that should be how we approach it. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Obviously, last week we did not have a show, mainly because, handling baby stuff, as you guys know. There's a lot that comes with that. It's sometimes things just don't happen according to schedule. So, been handling that, or I was handling that, but it does feel good to be back. Yet another episode of Ribbon and Silverback, joined by my co-host as Silverback himself. Man, what's up, dog?
Things are happening again in the office.
Yeah, I see.
The desk hasn't moved, but all the module cases now behind are gone. Yeah. I'm rejigging stuff in the office, so I'm opening up the space again. It was too claustrophobic. I'm opening up the space again already. Just been able to do this and go, I can breathe. I can breathe. I can't, Eric. I couldn't breathe.
Well, that's good. That's good. But yeah, man, that's cool to see, man. Sometimes you gotta switch things up. I know in the coming months I'm gonna switch some things up in both my office as well as the studio in there as well. So I am really, really excited about that. But yeah, you gotta mix it up sometime. So let me open by talking about this and going a little bit more in to detail about that video that you all just watched. Okay, let's take a look. So right before the stream, you saw that this was announced. Ripper Fest and our first ever Ripper Fest is it's live. Now, what this is, we took your feedback from the fan art contest that we've done in the past, and we wanted to basically do that and just make it a big time community initiative, expand the categories. Obviously, we have the rewards there as well. But yeah, this is going to be massive. Let's say it's going to run for 45 days. So let's just briefly talk about what all this entails. So the art contest has officially returned. Okay. It is live now, same as before with the cover art. You win, you get cash, or you get store credit. That is a slight change. But what we're doing now is adding 2 additional categories to the fan art contest. Now we have a sequential art section now. So you can now do some, we want to see the interior artists and their, not only the writer artists that are out there, the ability to tell the stories. But before we really relied on the pinups, the covers, and we're going to keep doing that, but we wanted to expand upon that to see what you got there. We also have our colorists. We're getting you guys involved in this as well. So you'll be coloring 2 pieces or one or the other. We have obviously a cover done by Kanan, and we have a Blood Ruth interior work that you guys can do as well. Now, the big change is right here in the content creation. So now we are getting you content creators that are involved. So a lot of you already do this. We see some awesome folks out there. I see some of you have already sent in super chats that are out there doing content already for the Rippaverse, and we appreciate you guys. We keep tabs on that. We love to see it. Well, now we're incentivizing you to continue to do what you're doing, as well as get some of you others that are involved. So as you guys can see, we have 4 different categories that has various winners here. Okay, you have the general content creator. So this is within the 45-day window, people that are consistent, that are out there creating some quality content. Minimum of
does
10.
This count? Does Rip and the Silverback count?
That's a good question. What do y'all think, chat? Can As enter? Can I enter my own fucking contest? Yeah, but can we enter our own contest? Or is that like a conflict?
Well, I mean, I've signed an NDA, so I think I'm disqualified from these shenanigans. You know, we used to like send away for the cornflakes toy, and they'd be like, members of Kellogg's and friends and family are not able to participate in this. Like that.
So yeah, it's one of those. But no, seriously, if you make 10 original videos or less, or more, you will be able to enter that portion. Again, there's going to be 4 different categories that has its own individual winners. So you have the general content creator, you have the lore video creator. So those that are doing those breakdowns on storylines, characters, world building, and things of that nature. We have video essay content creators. This is the longer form content, right? So if you guys are it can be lore, it can be about really anything pertaining to the Rippaverse, longer form content. Get to submit that, as well as those commentators out there and our streamers, those that are doing that kind of a content. I see Quarter Black Garrett's in the chat. Shout out to you as well, and all of you. So you all can get involved doing fun videos as a and by the way, and I probably am going to end up doing a video, like a frequently asked question kind of a video that goes through some of this. Though there only will be one winner determined per category, if you want, you are able to enter into multiple of categories. So let's say you're doing video essays and you're also wanting to say you do 10 of those and you want to be part of the pool for the general content creator, you are going to be able to do that as well. Now, we are working on, the team is working on right now. We're going to have a download up there in which it might already be there. Let's see. Is it already there? I know the team's working on it right now, in which you're going to be, it's not there quite yet. Team, if you're working on this, please get with our devs that are in the chat. I did bring this up. Basically, we have a creator kit. It's a massive, it's like well over 100 pages. It's a creator kit. We have some interiors. We have some cool stuff that you're going to be able to use for your videos. There's a file that you're going to be able to download there. So that will be available for you as well. You can use that as part of your content creation, as also you can use it as reference for your art contest part if you're going to be doing that. And we're also adding musicians there. There's a lot of musicians that have reached out to me, done some cool soundtrack based stuff. Now you can enter. So we have that available to you. Now, all of these, again, we have cash rewards on the line. We have commissions, paid commissions in addition to the cash awards for those artists. We also have a Discord, join our Discord, by the way. We are there now. That's official Rippaverse Discord. Mine has kind of gone away. Official Rippaverse Discord. We're going to do towards the end of the contest a community choice award here. So maybe yours differs from who we decide. That's fine. We're going to let you guys pick some of these winners with the community choice award. So go read the terms. We have all the information there here, but you can go read the terms. You can make sure that you, because there are some countries, look, not my fault, blame your own governments there that are not included. Most of them are. Now that's another new thing. Usually it was just to the America. Now this pool has been opened up to winners that are in other countries as well. So don't hesitate to go out there, go get involved. We'd greatly appreciate you all, no matter what it is that you are doing. And I know someone said, in fact, that's the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put my team on blast. Not my team. My devs maybe not understand what's being communicated here. We know right now they have to, and if you're listening, I know Kara's in the chat, so you can relay this information, or maybe the devs watching. The issue right now is that in order to get the pages, or excuse me, like they're also with the art contest, but in order to get the creator assets, they have to enter in. But the point is that for a lot of these guys, they need the creator assets to enter into the contest in the first place. So we need to make it more easily available to them to download so they can enter in properly. Because again, they have to. It doesn't make sense for them if they need those assets first, to actually do their piece. We need to make it easier for them. So they don't need to enter in first. They need to get that first. So go enter in Ripperfest. Excuse me. We'd appreciate that. Thank you all so much for the love and support that you guys have been showing this company, and now we want to show love back and get you guys involved. It's going to be some cool opportunities. Remember, the artists for Blood Ruth, this is how we discover them. It wasn't necessarily the Ripperfest, but they did do a piece that we discovered in the fan art contest. They won, and now they're the artists for Blood Ruth. So there's a lot of cool things that you're going to be able to see some opportunities there. So yeah, let's okay. Teams, I think there's some stuff that I'm going to need to discuss with the team about. I'll discuss it after the stream, but soon enough, we will have the creator kit that you'll be able to get, and I'll explain my reasoning to the team there. Okay. There's a couple of different topics that I want to discuss here. One being is I already did a video on this, and now I have asked join me, and there's also some new information here that I did not have access to. As a lot of the shout out to the artists out there who do their deep dive into really discovering some things and uncovering some things, because you find that there's some very ulterior motives, or there are ulterior motives involved in some things. But let's talk about this right here. Okay, I did a video on this. Viz Media is now publishing, or promoting rather, this it's being masked as this manga. Well, it is. I guess technically it is a manga. But there's, again, more than what meets the eye, but we'll talk about that here in a bit. But this is what it says.
More than meets
the eye. Right, yeah. Viz Media says, announcement. Being mixed race in Japan, like Kazumi, means facing daily trials of racism, microaggressions.
I'll take 10. I fucking love racism. Oh, wait, it's meant to be about, oh, okay. Sorry, challenges. Right, I got you.
Daily trials of racism, microaggressions, and otherness.
Wait, sure he gets a load of me.
This is a journey of resilience, hope, and the search for coexistence. Half is More, Volume 1, Yoiko Fujimi, releases summer of 2026.
It's official. Japan's the new target. It's been the new target for a while
and
now,
we're going to
isn't
do there's a deep dive someone else did that we're going to read over, which it says exactly that. This isn't some organic thing. No, this is Western influence on Japan. And that's all this is.
Yeah.
Now,
they've been after the
now, if we just look at if you just look at the actual, dare I say, the subject matter, there are folks out there that are being extremely disingenuous about that are obviously coming from the more leftist side of the political spectrum, trying to act as if they don't understand some of the arguments or the issues that we've had with this subject. Okay. I saw a post, and this was one that I was directly responding to. If you watch my video on this topic, and the person is said something, and I'm paraphrasing here, basically that people say that they want original characters that are black as opposed to like the blackwashing, but then when you create an original character, they're getting mad. Now,
try making an original black character that doesn't constantly talk about the color of their fucking skin.
It's
because it's
so
not
easy.
An original character. I know it's so fucking basic. When you create an original character that's black or brown or whatever, and then you make that the focal point, you haven't made an original character. You just inserted an ideology. Again, you've inserted your political ideology, your gender ideology, your race ideology, whichever. It's fucking leftist shite. If you can only see color, if you can only see the color of the character's skin, then you have nothing. What they always white privilege. Do you know what the white privilege truly is? The white privilege is truly that we don't have to fucking worry about that shit is white. Because we can just write.
Yeah,
but all the people that want to write black characters, brown characters, all they fucking do is make color the focal point of everything. Do you know how much fun you could have with that character if you didn't?
Yeah, exactly. And
they're running around going, "Look at me, I'm the black man."
Right.
Hi, I'm Ingrid Valdez. I'm brown. I'm Latina. Exactly. I'm Braxwell. I also am black, but I don't speak a lot.
Yeah, talk
every now and again. So this is actually quite a lot of words for me. Fuck off.
It's and you know
this is leftist shaming. This is leftist 101. Point the finger at a race and shame. Whoa, Japan, you're looking a bit Japanese there, you know? Right. You're looking a bit Japanese for our liking. Where's your fucking inclusivity and diversity there, Japan? Well, good luck, because they're just fucking elected an ultra-conservative fucking leader.
Prime Minister.
Where's all the great female,
first empowerment,
ever female Prime Minister of Japan? Yeah. No, they're not doing any of that, are they? Hi, my first thing that I'm going to do is make sure that our borders are fucking locked and get rid of people who shouldn't be here immediately.
Yeah. Funny how that works, right? But look at this, right? What gets me, and look, this is when you talk about these leftists, a core thing that they do is purposely try to pretend as if they don't understand the arguments that we're making. They can pretend to not understand. They pretend to be confused, which makes it almost impossible to have any sort of meaningful discourse or dialogue with them. It's virtually impossible because they pretend to not understand what people are saying. And what Az just expressed, right, is exactly what we've all been saying. We've not stuttered about it. We've not been unclear. That's the issue, right? Is that when you have these creators, and oftentimes they create these characters that it's not that they're a character that happens to be, whether it be black, whether it be a female or something of the nature. The issue that they do is they make that the core part of who they are, and it controls all of the dialogue. This is a boring story at the face of it, right?
Oh,
right?
It's fucking retarded.
It's to hear. I don't care where it come from or who produced it, whether it was someone in Japan, whether it was someone out in the West. It doesn't matter. It's a boring story where you're essentially taking this real world supposed politics, which I make an argument against that, and then you're just trying to ham-fist it into this this storyline, right? The problem with these fools, and I get to especially speak from authority on this subject matter because I've created characters now. You know, this is far removed from me doing my YouTube videos over the last 10 years talking about this subject. Now I've created these characters that, you know, some are white, some are black, some are brown, some are Asian. I've created characters all across, and none of them I wanted to make sure that this was the point, right? And that we did this, and it was really easy to do, right? You just don't make that a controlling part of the character and their experience, it being their race. The issue and why these characters come off as forced and boring, it's because they are, right? With these, and Ash spoke to that where he talked about this privilege, and this is the thing that I've discussed over the years many times, and that is that, look, with these characters, you keep these white characters, they get to it forces these writers,
just be
right?
Characters.
Just to be characters, right? It forces the writers to have to focus on this, and whether some of them land, some of them don't, at least we're not dealing with this, with all that other stuff. Then you insert, let's say, this black character, and are they just a character that happens to be black, and they can do these cool things, or it makes for a compelling, relatable story, like what we've seen for years for development for some of these white characters? No, they created a black character, and now it's predictable that they have to have the storyline in which that's all that we're focusing on.
That's what they said. That's
shallow.
What that says.
Yeah, that's literally no. Yeah, it's not even like this is a blatant example, right? This isn't. Oh well, this kind of under the table type of situation. No, this is pretty,
and it will invariably end up the way it will always end up, which is the racist Japanese people will accept the brown person in, and inclusion diversity is yay, and it's sunshine and roses, and it's just saccharine shit.
It's interesting, bros. It's all right. I'll say this much, and we're gonna go into like the details here in a bit. I'll show you. But I was looking at some of these. It's not gonna let me because I'm not signed in. But looking at some of those comments, you'll see that it's a bunch of guys that are pretending, "Oh yeah, I'm all in on this." But let's read through this. Shout out to Words of Paradise, because this is what they said. There's been a lot of talk about the announcement and whether or not it's woke or DEI manga. I started looking into this, and I was not expecting the rabbit hole it took me down. Here's the key information. Half is more. That's the title,
That's
right?
what I keep telling the missus.
Says, and is published on Torch Web. Torch Web is a digital manga site that is owned by Lead Publishing Company. Now, Torch Web describes itself as a space for the alternative expression and manga that explore mature, philosophical, and unconventional themes covering topics, daily life, relationships, art, aging, social issues, yada, yada, yada. Sales data. First serialized starting on June 29, 2022, and did not get a physical release of Volume 1 until March 28, 2025. There was never any publicly disclosed sales data digitally or physically. Instead, we have to rely on Oricon. For those that don't know, Oricon is a major Japanese company that tracks publishes manga and publishes manga, music, yada, yada. Oricon tracks weekly manga charts by volume as well as yearly sales rankings, both digitally and physically. Half is more never once charted.
You surprise me.
Almost like people aren't interested in this. Right. So that's key context that obviously a lot of people don't know. This happens all the time over there. It happens over here as well, where you get these things that are previously published. You get someone else that wants to give it a try at publishing. This was not necessarily one of those, hey, there was this underground project that so many people enjoyed. Now we want to give it even bigger of a platform and get it out there to more people. From all accounts, it looks like people were not interested when this was originally published, which was ironically the same or almost around the same time the Rippaverse launched, June 29th. We launched next year, the next month.
Where everything was balls deep into DEI.
Yeah. Yeah, almost. Yeah. Funny how that works, right?
Ah,
So they says in reference to other digital storefronts tracking, it also never cracked ebook Japan's monthly top seller. So
wow,
right
this
now,
shocks me.
you have the situation where this was not a book that a lot of people seem to be interested in. Okay, it did not get recognized in the award circuit either. Um, or no, excuse me, hold on.
Oh,
It did, excuse me,
okay.
It got recognized in the award circuit, and it was the Korea Night Owl Manga Award, an arbitrary award for late night reads. The sort of indie hipster stories you'd expect at the artsy upper class
What the
scene.
fuck
These
does that
award
even mean?
ceremonies,
What the
it,
fuck does that even mean?
it means nothing. It's we basically um
The
awarded
winner of the
ourselves.
late night reads. What?
This is where it gets interesting. They
Press and
say.
exit out anyway.
Obviously, winning an award like that will, at the very least, boost visibility, though there's nothing that to indicate sales increase
Bullshit.
after the winning. Exactly. That's not how it works.
It's not
Especially
how it
in this
works
day
at
and
all.
age.
Yeah. Maybe once upon a time.
Yeah, I'd argue that once upon a time there seemed to be a lot more integrity in, and that's not just something that happens in manga or comics or anything. We've seen this across all stages with games, right? Like game awards and stuff of that nature, where people they take it with a grain of salt. It's not like, okay, well, they acknowledged it and therefore it must be something that the community is enjoying. That's not how it works anymore. Obviously, winning an award that will at the very least boost visibility. But when you look at into Korea and where their funding comes from, and this is the people that awarded them with the one award that they did get. One of the big names that comes up is Cool Japan Fund, and this is a Japanese government-supported fund for creative content. The Cool Japan Fund is public-private investment fund and touts pro-ESG stances.
Oh.
In fact, on the Cool Japan Fund website under news, there's a section dated May 30th, 2025 that says it published and they quote DE&I promotion policy and harassment prevention policy.
Well, I know why they called it Cool Japan, by the way. Cool Japan Fund.
Why's that?
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Gonna take my glasses off this.
Okay.
Because Infiltrate Japan have been taken.
Makes sense. That makes sense. What this means is that while the manga itself may not being made funded for the explicit reason of promoting woke or DEI sensibilities, I maybe dispute that because
really though,
right? Like I wouldn't go so far and say that we don't look. It does seem a little astroturf, and they acknowledge that. They said the astroturf buzz behind it from third parties absolutely is. As for Viz Media's involvement in the localization, that's what's happening, is going to be translated and such localization of Western distribution. Viz is owned by Japanese publishers, Shoga Kukaken.
you ain't doing that on me, mate.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. Shueisha. So the next step was to see if BlackRock or any of the other visual suspects in terms of DEI investment companies had any stakes in Viz. The answer, yes. Marubeni Corporation. Around a year ago, I did a video about Marubeni Corporation and how they are Japanese DEI investment firms, similar to BlackRock, and like in the West, and how they are heavily investing in manga and anime. So, how are they related? Marubeni Corporation started a joint venture with these publishers in 2022 and now has a 34% stake in the venture. What do you know?
Wow, this shocks me.
Shocking news. So yes, there is ties to DEI investment in the Western release of this manga, as it's being localized and distributed by Viz's parent company, who do have ties in at least one DEI investment firm. So at the end of the day, here's a short version. A niche manga that didn't sell well, wasn't heavily marketed, and whose only claim to fame is winning an award by pro-ESG DEI government-funded magazines is now getting a Western release funded by a company that has ties to pro ESG DEI investment corporations in Japan. You're all welcome and don't deserve me. So, in short, yeah, this isn't just some, hey, manga done by someone that, it's just so organic as ever, and now it's being pushed. No, this had already been previously published. Now it's getting the Western push, and all that's still tied to some of the initiatives that have plagued the West. Okay, not anything new, not anything surprising, but I do think it's a harsh reality for a lot of people that believed for some odd reason that Japan was like uncorruptible, and that was never the case. If anything, you should have anticipated that folks worldwide, right? This is not just Americans doing this, that are emphasizing these initiatives and agendas, would actually go and target Japan, considering how influential they are right now. Why are they influential? Really simple. Well, people have opted to go to them because it seems that for the most part, by and large, with few exceptions, they focus on entertainment above all.
I didn't realize you're going to stick that many caveats there in such a short period of time. Holy.
Yeah. But people are like, look, man, these guys, let's say maybe in my own country, aren't providing me with or servicing me as far as what I want out of my entertainment. Therefore, I'm going to go elsewhere. And so Japan seems to be focusing more on entertainment. They don't seem to be highlighting some of the things or caring about the initiatives and all the diversity and the inclusivity and all these other things that we've seen just absolutely tank so many properties over the last years. And so folks have turned their attention. You saw to Japan. You've seen the growth of manga in the West, not like out in the East, but you've seen the growth of manga in the West, and that's where it's attributed. People are feeling like those stories, those characters are better than what's being produced out of the West. So why wouldn't they? You'd almost make the argument, why wouldn't they go to start targeting Japan where their influence is at?
Less is more, right? We've heard this saying a long time, because less is more means if you saturate something, then people are either going to get bored of it, they're going to get sick of it, they're going to get tired of it. But if you do it sparingly,
right,
then it's going to have more impact. It's going to have more meaning. It's going to be able to reach people in a better understanding. The problem with not for me, I don't give a rat's ass. Problem that ESG and DEI has is that it's a full frontal assault.
Right.
And so they can't do the less is more because it becomes a consistently smashed over the head with the baseball bat of racism, inclusivity, diversity. And it gets to the point where people are just sick of it now. So it means nothing. Right. This is not a fucking new story, right? And the very fact that they face daily trials of racism, right, in itself is eye-rolling. But then you get onto microaggressions, and I'm immediately like, just fuck yourself in the ass, right? Take your bits and pieces, bend yourself over, and ram it right in there. Because microaggressions is soft. Microaggressions are for soft, weak, limp-wristed baguettes that can't handle life, right? Yeah. So you want to try and push this towards a regular, normal human being, and you yourself are saying, I'm a snowflake, soft piece of fucking dog. I am the diarrhea out of a puppy's asshole. I am that fucking soft and weak and stinky. And I want to tell you how to live your life. I'm a fucking mentally ill, pink-haired fucktard from Portland. I can't even get my own fucking gender correct. I don't know what my fucking pronouns are because they change every fucking day. And I'm shacked up with my lesbian lover who beats me for a fucking living. And I'm going to tell you what's wrong with the world and how to live your life. Fuck off. And Japan are the people they are the perfect people to just look at you and be like, anyway.
Yeah. Right. We're going to go about my business.
Yeah.
But like,
oh look, the West is crazy again. What a surprise!
What a surprise! What a surprise! And again, that's the thing, and why I believe that this makes this so. It makes it so attractive for, again, those that do want to corrupt it in some sort of way. It's like, okay, definitely with regards to like Western distribution. We already know that there's been this like issues that people have had with localization, translations of certain you know, manga and anime in general. How some things seem to be, it's not even the original creators and their intentions. You're getting translators that are wrongfully stating something was said that wasn't on agenda.
Localizers. Yeah, localized.
You know,
yeah.
And
They just make up dialogue. They just literally make up dialogue.
It's just not there. It was never there in the so you again that it by itself is when you start to, you have to look at some of the what Japan, when we get it in the West as far as our distribution, no matter who it's through, you kind of have to know that influence is there. And I do believe what's happening now is that they're trying to be a little more direct in their influence, and not just with the translation. They're trying to get the stuff with the original material. But I think what they're going to find is that, look, this issue, it doesn't matter where it was produced. This was the reason why people opted to go to Japan in the first place, for their entertainment. But it doesn't matter who produces it; it still is a problem. This is a boring trope that is predictable. It is heavily relied upon by a lot of, again, using this term loosely, creators that are in the West that want us to talk like okay, read that by itself. Is this a story that you are interested in, no matter who it came from? As when I sell you on a story
with it? No,
I can't sell you a story saying about this is going to be about the daily trials of racism, microaggressions, and otherness.
I politely decline your offer, sir.
So I can't, not interested in what you're telling me.
Not made for me, sir.
Again, boring.
But look at that. I mean, I take it that's the cover.
Something.
Judgment. And the cover's her fucking shouting and crying like a fucking petulant bitch.
Mm.
Look, being racism against them, shouting at the machine. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, it's again, no matter who it was produced by, people aren't interested in, and again, making this more unique to some of the stuff that we've talked about over the years. Those of you out there that are in the chat, I know you have frustrations because some of you have probably been in the actual dare I say, the comments of this original post here, and it can be headache inducing because these people like to pretend that.
Did they buy it?
I'm gonna tell you right now, they're not.
Of course they didn't.
They didn't buy it originally. We saw what the sales were. They didn't buy it in Japan, and they're not gonna buy it out here.
No,
not like that. No, I tell you what, it will be. This is what I will say. There will be a massive discrepancy. You'll look at the push for it and you'll look at all those likes. I can guarantee you that the sales won't be indicative of that. How many people like this post? How many does it have it here? Have it here?
Social media will not ever correspond to the number of sales. It will never. In a fucking blue fucking moon, will it? And that's only because the thing is in itself, the IP is beyond,
right
type of business. But no. It's just a bunch of wankers who they're not interested in the book. What they're interested in is the fact that their politics align, or their perceived politics, because they don't actually have any. They're just parrot talk about what
they don't fundamentally understand it.
So they don't have actually any politics other than my diversity is good. Okay, tell me why. Well, if there are different cultures, then we can learn from each other and grow. Be specific. How?
It comes down to reasons.
Yeah, it becomes then it just turns into you're a Nazi and
well, that's the reflex.
Yeah, you probably vote for Trump in the
button.
UK or something, some retarded,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the argument as to why mass immigration or mass diversity and inclusion is good. Give me an argument as to why it's actually good. Because to me, if you take out the diversity element and concentrate on the character element, a la Rippaverse, then you can just focus on characters.
Yep.
And so you get a right hodgepodge with saints and sinners. You can either create a brand new character or you can pick a Rippaverse character. I want to pick Ingrid Valdez, a Latina female.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Oh, okay, but you're a white man. Yes.
So what?
So why did you pick? Because I like that. I think there's a lot of scope with that character. A very interesting kind of power set, particularly when you put it up against Braxwell and Brian, who have got perceived much stronger skill power sets.
Right.
So how do you play with that? How do you make Ingrid therefore justify her position on Alpha Core, where you show what she can actually do? That's called character development.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not, she's brown.
Yeah, she's Latina.
Oh, and it just these people are fucking insufferable. Just
impossible to argue with. Impossible to argue with.
Because you said so yourself. They start from a disingenuous place.
Yep.
They start from but I don't
pretending to misunderstand, right?
To get it. Why? Yeah. I don't. Why wouldn't you fuck off?
Yeah.
How about that? My position is fuck off.
But seriously,
no, seriously, I'd like them to just fuck off.
Well, absolutely. But seriously, these guys, if they make it impossible to argue with them, you can't. You literally can't argue with it because they're coming from they're being disingenuous and they're pretending to misunderstand.
And the goalposts move because
this is what they're saying, right? Oh, this is an original character. What's the problem? Oh, it's not like they're turning so-and-so black.
Original doesn't mean good.
That's facts. That's
this is the annoying thing. We can't sell new diverse characters because people don't want diversity, the race, blah blah. Okay, well, explain the Rippaverse.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Maybe if you don't lead with my color, my gender, my fucking sexual orientation, my politics, my ideology, maybe if you don't lead with that and you actually focus on the character element of it, maybe that way you'll see a little bit more success. Yeah. But an originality doesn't mean good. It's not good enough to say, these are original characters. That's not good enough.
And how original are they?
What? I'm a fucking brown woman in Japan, and I'm walking around, and everyone's a fucking racist. Oh, great!
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, but that's the point. It's the issue here is that the character's shallow. You've led with this as your story. Yeah. Okay, you're right.
Microaggressions couldn't become any more shallow.
Right. It's a shallow character, right? It's a shallow character. There's nothing that's not a compelling even a story for a lot of people to buy in on. You are leading with something that people are like, bro, I'm not really interested about this. I'm not really interested in this. Excuse me. And so it comes off as forced because it is all you've taken is this real world sort of politics. And remember, a lot of reasons why people go to their various forms of entertainment is to escape from all that. So you're now telling them okay, I gotta have this experience. Maybe the stuff that people see in real life, it has to be a 1-by-1 direct sort of reflection on what's happening, or really it's being represented in the stories. And that comes off as, like I said, boring. Your character is shallow. If you create a character, and I've made this argument before millions of times, I wholly reject, especially after starting the Rippaverse. A lot of people that would say, I remember having a debate with a particular someone, And I called it. I was like, look, I'm creating some original characters. I promise you they're going to catch on with some of the audience, because they were essentially saying that the reason why as they do the tokenization is because, well, people will not support these original characters. Therefore, the only way to get people to, let's say, speak fondly of this black character or this brown character or so forth is that they have to take something that is recognizable and then like kind of change it fundamentally. I said I reject that notion. And on top of that, I rejected the notion that, well, you have to, if within creating these characters, you have to dominate their storyline with some of this stuff like racism and so forth. The benefit that all these characters that have existed, especially in comics over the last half century plus, right, is that they've been developed. Sometimes that does take time, believe it or not. As is that, yeah, maybe you don't create a character and they pop off within the first couple of months. That's not how it works. Oftentimes, when you think of these characters that people know and love, some of the ones that are over there in the background, these characters, they were developed for forever, right? You think Spider-Man was like Spider-Man that we knew him after like just right into Amazing Fantasy? No, that's not how it worked. Like, it takes years, several years of development, and then eventually, sure, they end up catch on. Maybe some of them become a little more marketable, maybe some of them become more mainstream, but that stuff takes time. Therefore, you have to give them, these compelling sort of experiences. And yeah, those characters that I mentioned, like the Spider-Mans, the Batmans, the Superman, obviously they have fans of them that are all across various, whether it be there's some, they have black fans, white fans, all various sorts of walks of life, different incomes, all of that are also fans of Batman, that are also fans of Spider-Man. For some goofy ass reason, a lot of modern creators do not seem to be able to connect the dots. How could those characters that you can't rely on those tropes, that you have to focus on character, that you have to focus on story, how are those able to be well liked by people of various races and walks of life or what have you, ethnic backgrounds? But for some reason, when you focus on race for these other characters, even the ones that you deem as original, well, they fall flat. It's almost as if that's the problem. Why can't your character that you create, let's say he's black and let's say he's going to be a lawyer, why can't he just be a freaking lawyer?
That's just it. That's cool. Just it. He isn't a lawyer. He would be a black lawyer. Right. You would always have that emphasis on the diversity aspect of that character. So is a gay lawyer. So is a female lawyer. If it was a white character, they would just be a lawyer. They'd just be a lawyer. That's it. That's all that it would be. They'd just be a lawyer, and they would be forced, the writers, creators that are part of it, to make this something that is compelling, interesting, intriguing, to the audience. And that takes time. That takes effort, believe it or not. You know what doesn't take effort? This. Yeah. I mean, put it this way. This isn't any, this really isn't, they call me Mr. fucking Tibbs that we're looking at here, is it?
Right. That's not effort. That's predictable. That's what that is. That is predictable.
It's actually the lowest effort imaginable, because they is substituting diversity for character. The diversity becomes the character's defining point. So they don't have to develop. They never fucking develop.
Yeah.
Because all they'll be is brown, gay, black, female, whatever. That's all they'll ever be. And that's why these characters are, to quote some fucking amazing guy, so fucking boring.
Yeah. It's really that simple. It's not a difficult thing to understand. They try to pretend that they don't understand, or pretend as if there is something confusing about that. But yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. This
shout out.
This represents everything that we're talking about and discussing here. So yes, by the way, you can go grab this You're Boring t-shirt. By the way, you should over at ripascend.com. But yeah, that's I don't know what it's. This is why I don't recommend that people spend a whole lot of time going back and forth with
Don't spend any time. They're retarded. They're disingenuous. Their arguments are fake. They'll change their fucking goalposts in a blink of an eye. They'll drag you down to their level and defeat you with retardation.
You can't win. You can't. You're wrestling in the mud with a pig. You're in their territory.
You're in their fucking exactly. You're on their fucking home field. Mud.
You can't beat them. So I don't recommend any of you guys go back and forth with them. You know, look, I made my little comment and just saying, like, look, it's not even that complicated. It's not that nuanced. The people that take exception to this, and you can try to act as if there's a sort of false dichotomy there, where it's like, well, okay, people must like it because character is like, okay, not like some offshoot of Batman or something like that, or blackwashed character, and they're claiming that they're original. No. Like to what Ash was saying, just because they're original doesn't mean that people are going to adopt it. You know what I mean? Or people are going to feel like this is something that they can get behind. It's not that complicated to understand. No, you're leading with race. You're leading with the things that people find boring. People find predictable. People that have deemed that this is the actual problem with a lot of the content that's being produced nowadays, in that you're taking a character and predictably having them lead with race and all this other BS. And that's their problem. It's not complicated. And this is... when you're dealing with these types, just pro tip for you guys that are out there, definitely if you're amongst social media and you see these types, and I know it can be easy to be convinced to be like, I got to go back and forth with this person. You're not dealing with a reasonable person. They're either one, really stupid or retarded, or they're evil in the sense that they pretend to be retarded. And the whole point is to not have to, like, they purposely try to act as if they don't understand a point, which makes it impossible for you to argue. So at best, what they will end up doing is trying to say that you're making a point that you're not, which is what I was talking about in the video, where there's folks saying that I thought you wanted original characters, essentially is the argument that they're trying to make. They're like, oh, well, we create these characters and you still have all the racists still have a problem. Like, no. No. You're the one that's being retarded, or you're pretending to be retarded here. That's not that's not the issue. If you were just if the character just happened to be mixed race and they were cool and people found them compelling, then people would get behind it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a difficult thing to understand. What if they did this as? What if they even if they wanted to entertain the whole mixed race aspect of it all, but let's say it was like more like you deal with it. This happens all the time in fantasy, does it not? Right, where you have like races, right, different species,
different species, yeah. Elf, dwarf, goblin, human, blah blah blah. Carry on, yeah.
You've dealt with that, and that is technically, if you're being you getting the brunt of it, that's sort of racist elements, but it's not like taking the real world and copying and pasting it here. Those are creative ways that those concepts have been entertained in like various forms of media, and it's landed. But what this person is doing is taking, hey, supposed real world scenario, copy, paste, right? I could read this, on CNN, and I could read this on MSNBC. I can hear someone talking about that on MSNBC or BSNBC, whatever you want to call it. And it's predictable, and like the shirt says, it's boring. Don't get in the mud with these fucking weirdos. You can't argue with them. They're pretending to not understand. And there's no level-headed argument that you can present to them that will persuade them to drop their positions. Because, as I always say, they did not get to their position logically.
No, because you argue that the character is not a good character. You give examples of why the character is not a good character. They'll just turn around and go, well, you're racist. You think that if this was a white character, you wouldn't have these problems. They're just such disingenuous wankers. Look, the verbiage there it just makes me want to fucking cringe. That image there just makes me want to punch in the fucking face.
On top of that, when you couple the image with what they're crying, like it's like, white, are they screaming about racism? Like, man, I don't want to fucking read that.
Just somebody just say a microaggression to you, and now you're crying and screaming at them. You kind of feel like the last that I wouldn't really like to hang around with. It's like the person at the party that walks in the room and you excuse yourself to get a drink, Oh, hi. Yes. Sorry. I gotta shit my pants for the rest of the night. So you better not talk to me. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That got rid of her. Thank God.
it's no matter where it
Do you know
comes
who,
from.
Eric, it's them.
Yeah.
This is always the case. It's them. This is
Yeah.
these characters always end up being self-insert, self-parodies, whatever you want of the person that created it.
Yeah.
They're not original characters in it, right? I've got this character they're called HeelvsBabyface, and this is their background. This is their father. This is their mother. This is probably these weirdos have two fucking mothers or two fathers. This is the land that they came from. This is the lore of the land. This is the religion of the land. This is the what of the land. What they don't kind of come from that. They're just like, one day somebody in Morrison's picked up the last packet of bananas, and I'm brown and they were white, so they probably did it because they're racist. I'm gonna now cry about a character like that. That's me in a manga book. That's fuck off.
So yeah, pretend to not understand it all you want, but yeah, we're not going for it. Nobody is going for it. And look, this is much like it did before. That this is not going to be something that, sure, it has 62,000 likes. It probably won't have 62,000 in sales.
Look, I for 1 minute believe that they're genuine. Like the Dungeons and Dragons post, when I replied to that post,
they got to take care of these.
The likes and the comments were sort of similar, a little bit more on the likes than the comments, but it's sort of similar. And then a day later, there were like 60,000 likes. You're like,
It's a lot. Look, Twitter is bad about that. I've made this gripe about their, like, it makes it impossible to even advertise on Twitter, like do paid advertisements on Twitter, because it doesn't. The site doesn't do a great job of regulating, for lack of better terms, the bot activity. And there's a lot of, like, the amount of For You posts that I'll see that have all of these likes, and it's a supposed viral post, and it'll have all these likes, but it'll have like 30 comments. And I'm like,
and no hashtag and no @ and the account will have like 126 fucking followers.
Yeah. It's
not organic.
No, that's not organic at all. There's no way that's organic. So yeah, to your point, sure, that is something to consider, that maybe there is some cooking of the books here. But even if we assume that 62,000 people actually like this, yeah, I'm willing to bet that the sales were in the hundreds. Never mind even thousands. I'm willing to bet that the sales are in the hundreds. Yeah. I'm not saying the Western release of this, the distributed release of this, doing 62,000 in sales. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe all these people with trans flags and pronouns in bio all of a sudden got enough capital to start buying stuff. Maybe that's what happened.
No, they need it for the medication for a start. So.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
that is fair. All the hormone blockers and all the weird shit.
Yeah.
It costs money.
And then they're gonna tell you how to fix everything.
Yeah, because they have it all figured out for sure.
I don't know what gender I am. And I think that men should win gold medals in women's sports. Let me tell you, to fix the world.
Yeah, that's yeah. But nobody believes this. And there's that. All right, I just want to move to something. Don't have anything to show, but I want some to see if Az has been keeping up with this whole thing. Because I saw that you've done videos talking about the whole, and I want to be clear here. I have admitted that I have been, like, my taste, the world does not, and I'm humble enough to understand, or have enough humility to understand, that the world does not revolve around my taste.
Yes.
And Hassan Piker is one of those that even when he first got that initial boost, because I had known him from the political stuff. He used to react to some of my videos back in the days as well. And I just thought of him as a guy that doesn't know much of anything.
His ass from his elbow.
He takes these really generic, sort of vague positions that he knows leftists take. But as far as having like a general true understanding of whatever political philosophy that he claims to adopt, he doesn't. I don't believe that he understands that. But I also had been able to separate, despite me not understanding how, that he's a massive streamer.
Well, he's a Nepo baby, and he's protected by Dan Clancy, and he's been pushed to the moon. So let's just say there are certain advantages that one has had in that field. Because before he was doing that, everything he was doing was failing when he was trying to do his. Remember, he was trying to do his
manosphere stuff.
Yeah, Remember, he tried to do that.
I remember that. That was back in. Yeah, he had some rebrands, and things of that nature. Obviously, we know that he's Chink's nephew there, and all the stuff that he used to do with the Young Turks. That was, again, what I knew him from. I knew him from those days, and he wasn't that big back then. And then all of a sudden, he was doing streaming on Twitch, and he was just he was absolutely massive. What is again? I saw that you had talked about this. I have not bothered. I'm gonna be completely transparent. I have not bothered to look into this whole shock collar with this dog shit. I haven't even bothered to like actually dive into it, which is why I'm kind of leaning on you, because obviously there's been some pushback because of that, right?
Yes.
And he's been going through his shit.
Not just pushback, but let's just say the internet does what the internet does, and there's a history. There's a history which is beginning to come out. Let's just say not particularly good behavior with animals.
That's interesting. Well, okay. What I want to talk about more. I think it's more important to talk about kind of what this implies as far as the general reaction with, again, he's a massive leftist streamer, and in politics, that's his thing. That's the thing that he's led with. But he said some questionable things on streams, things that I've been like, man, if I said that,
would be banned.
I'd be like,
we'd be banned immediately, and we'd both be like, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. We'd be like, yeah, I probably fucking should.
I'm not exactly scratching my head as to why I got banned. Yeah, maybe calling for the streets to run blood with the red with the blood of, blah blah. Yeah. Or gutting my enemies, letting their guts out, ripping them, maybe I get why. Maybe I got a little bit carried away.
So that's more what I want to talk about is, again, more so from the platform of Twitch. Obviously, again, when I first discovered you, you were pretty active on there as well, doing the WoW streams and everything. Yeah. What's happened on that front? Like, what's been the fallout from on the Twitch side, if any at all?
Nothing has happened. Absolutely nothing has happened as regards to the Twitch side. I mean, we're now sort of merging together with everything that's been going on with Twitch and Hassan Piker, and maybe they're going to start to implode. But as regards to any sort of penalty or come up, and nothing. Dan Clancy's done nothing. He's I think madly in love with Hassan and wants to enter his poopy pants hole. So he's protected beyond measure. So no, there's been no repercussions from Twitch as regards to what happened as relating to his shocking his dog on stream, because that's Twitch. Eric, that is the least most surprising thing about all of this, is that Twitch are once again sweeping for him. But it's don't worry about that, because I think Twitch is going to start. Dan Clancy's doing so much weird shit right now. I think Twitch is going to have its own problems to deal with very soon, with all the TwitchCon bollocks that's gone on.
That I did see some of it. Didn't look again in too much I didn't look into it in too much detail, but I did see that yeah, there was some stuff that happened at the TwitchCon with some folks being attacked and stuff, and it's not looking well for them. But yeah, Twitch obviously, look, it's let's be honest here. It became kind of the safe haven for some of these political commentators that it's on the left. It's not a place that really there's now that I think about it, like I can't think of anybody that is to the right of Stalin that have been able to
Asmongold. I'd say Asmongold
by
is to
their
the right
standards, yes. By their standard, Asmongold is a Yahtzee by their standards. But on a serious note, the guys that are more blatantly political been able to exist like and last.
No, they've all been banned from Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. So it's become, and it had been a big safe haven for leftists over there. It's like almost like a hive mind. That was the go-to place that they could stream and get away with it. Again, you see some of the things that like again Hassan had been saying, and you're like, it's less about pushing for him to be banned. It's more of people are smart enough to identify the inconsistencies there and know that if we said that on the platforms that we are on, there will be no question that our channels are cooked.
But the thing with a dog is that abusing a dog, that transcends politics.
Oh yeah.
Because there's plenty of people on the left who love animals just as much as other, because animals are the best. We're both dog dads.
Mm-hmm.
I would shock collars in the UK, by the way, are banned.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So we not that I would ever have a shock collar on my dog in the first place, because I think it's absolutely inhumane. Hassan isn't training a fucking
work dog or
drug sniffer dog, or a blind dog that has to deal very
it's sitting in a fucking background. It's not a working dog. Yeah,
it's a prop.
That's a different context.
It's a prop. He's shocking it. He's teaching it not to move during streams, otherwise I'll send volts through your fucking body.
Yeah.
This transcends politics. There's a lot of clapback from people in his own audience, from people in his own sphere, never mind people who would be outside of that.
Yeah.
And I think his vanity, because we're dealing with an absolute silver spoon spoiled little bitch of a person with Hassan, and he wanted his legacy to be this big leftist political influencer that rubbed shoulders with the democratic elites, etc., etc. And now his legacy is under threat of becoming, aren't you the guy that abuses animals? And that's it's a pretty hefty taint to take on. Taint being the operative word when it comes to Hassan. And I think that's what's riling him up. And he had a massive crash out, which was hilarious, where he's just saying how he hates his audience, hates all of you, hates all his audience, hates socialism, hates leftists, hates activists, hates this. It was hilarious. Absolutely. Because for one brief moment in time, Hassan was actually telling the truth. He let the mask slip, and he was actually telling, the grift had subsided, the mask had slipped, the grift mask had slipped, and he was actually telling people what he truly felt about this whole thing.
Right.
And it was pretty magical. But he'll shore up, and you can't fix stupid, so a lot of the retarded people that sweep for him will just be like, it's okay, Daddy Hassan. We'll get the brooms out for you, Daddy Hassan. But there are some which aren't.
I will say that part of it is for sure remarkable.
Well, Icock, Icock's running to his defense. It wasn't even a shot collar. Fucking shot collar. People, first of all, it wasn't a shot collar. It was a vibration collar. Then she didn't even have a collar on. The dog didn't even have a collar on, even though you could clearly see that there was a fucking collar on. And then it was, it just constantly changed and changed and changed, and it was only a mild this or that's not the reaction from somebody who A is sorry, or B doesn't fucking abuse their dog.
Yeah.
And if your dog was in the room with you now, and just out let's say for argument's sake, it was getting into something she shouldn't have, or he, and he went, wait, stop it, right? And then your dog turned around and yelped. I would imagine your immediate reaction was, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Did you step on something? What did you do? Do you get your paw trapped? What happened? Hassan's reaction when he leant in, you could see his arm lean in, which was to press the shock button on you. And then the dog, Kaya, yelped. His immediate reaction wasn't to go, oh, what's going on? His immediate reaction go, oh, chat, she's such a spoiled dog. She's so spoiled. She's like, wait, what? My mum lets her fucking baby Hassan. My mum lets her roam around the house. And like, wait, what's that got to do with shit?
Yeah.
She's so spoiled, because wow, your mum lets the dog walk around the house. Holy shit. Hassan, are you saying that you don't allow the dog to walk around the house? Are you admitting to, but he doesn't, because when he's streaming, his dog is clearly just a prop to sit there. And if she moves, then, well, put the lotion in the basket, I guess. Against the hose again.
Yeah, it's I don't understand it quite at all. Again, the appeal, it does seem a little different, and maybe I'm wrong. I know he's gotten in he's saying something controversial or something like that, and then it turns out that nothing happens out of that. He doesn't really get
he might get banned for 24 hours.
Yeah, it's like a 24-hour
day off.
Right. Yeah. It's on his day off, so it didn't even matter in the first place. And so that's one thing, and that's a bit interesting to say the least. But to see, like, it does feel different, and maybe I'm just measuring that wrong. That it did seem that he got a little bit more pushback to at least on his other audience. Now, what will eventually come of that, I have no idea. To my knowledge, he's still streaming in front of thousands of people. So it's not like there's any issues there, but we'll see. We'll see here. I don't know, man. I really don't know. But man, don't understand the appeal. But again, have enough humility to understand that, look, world doesn't revolve around my taste. There's a lot of people that like them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that like
people like Marmite. Fucking weirdos.
Yeah. So they like them. They like them. And there's nothing wrong by that. Well, there's probably something wrong with it, considering that he's a deranged leftist. But outside of that, whatever. I guess people like what they like. I want to show this really quick, kind of pivoting. Now, look, I've said one of the benefits when you have a company like a Disney, Amazon, Microsoft with the Xbox, an individual property initiative not doing as well because your entire company isn't like absorbed in that one singular thing, you get away with losing money elsewhere. So Disney, as an example, which is what we're going to talk about here, they have their parks, which worldwide are absolutely massive. It's a big revenue, or it has been big revenue, driver of revenue. They bring in a lot of money, like a lot. And I made the case, like, look, guys, when you're sitting here wondering, because people would question, like, damn, they lost 100 million here, 100 million there. Like, how are they able to do that? And I'm like, well, they make money in other avenues that's a little more solidified, which allows them to be able to take losses elsewhere. Yeah. That said, being reported by Forbes here, I'm covering this from that Park Place shout out. According to a new Forbes analysis by Caroline Reed, Walt Disney World theme parks have seen a staggering 26% drop in popularity over the last 5 years.
By popularity, do they mean footfall?
Let's see. A trend that raises serious questions about the health of Disney's once unbeatable parks division. Holy cow, this is how much Disney has lost to Universal. The graph shows the volume of online searches for the Magic Blue Kingdom. The Universe Studios over the past 5 years is damning. Read the background in the Forbes feature. Now, while global tourism has rebounded post-lockdown, the data shows the opposite for Disney. The Walt Disney World in Florida has seen double-digit declines in popularity since 2019, with House of Mouse slipping far faster than its rivals at Universal Orlando and Dollywood in Tennessee. So this is Walt Disney World, the most visited theme park on Earth. Magic Kingdom has fallen 21%. Epcot, which recently completed year-long overhaul, is down more modest, 4.2%. Hollywood Studios, home of Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge, and Toy Story Land, has dropped a shocking 43%. And Animal Kingdom once
not
praised
shocking at all
for its immersive world building.
Well, it isn't. There's a correlation there. There's a huge correlation with
absolutely.
Star Wars.
1,000%
correlation.
Well, absolutely. I was about to bring that point up. Guests aren't. Excuse me. These declines come at a time when analysts expected pent-up post-lockdown demand to drive massive service. I think a lot of people saw that. It saw that with Hollywood as well. They thought, well, people are on lockdown. There's more people are going to go back to the cinema, and they didn't. Instead, Disney's numbers reveal a prolonged cooling of public enthusiasm. Now, it says for decades, and this is what I wanted to talk about, Disney's theme parks were recession-proof. Families saved for years to experience the magic, but in recent years, the company's aggressive pricing, paid skip line systems, and shifting cultural messaging have alienated many longtime visitors. Now, I'd make the argument that, sure, some of that is correct, like the pricing and stuff of that nature. But I'd also think that I don't want to undersell and understate the shifting, that last sentence right there, the shifting, or that last part of that sentence. Shifting cultural messaging may have been alienating among longtime visitors.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a parent now. There's other parents that watch this show. You've seen what's been produced, let's say, or you remember the Reimagine Tomorrow and all that stuff that this company, as far as the initiatives and its commitment to causes that I want my children to not be a part of. Let's say that. Okay. I think that does play a role, especially in Florida, right? Like,
of course it does. Of course it does.
Especially in Florida, as people become more culturally aware of things, they're going to be less inclined. Sure, obviously it's tourism, so you have people traveling from all over the world to go there, but especially those that would be going there that are more local, let's say, and some of the landscape, political landscape of the state of Florida is different than what it had been. I don't think Florida anymore. For a while there, I thought it was a little. It seemed to be more of a battleground kind of state there. It's like it could go either way. Now it just seems red. Yeah, Florida just as red as ever, and I think that's gonna be the case going forward. I'll ask you this, and obviously this is probably a question, and maybe this is something I should be asking our good friends over there, like our park hopper friends, like Jay, who's really tapped in. I think he's streaming over us right now. How dare you, Jay?
Sorry, nobody's watching.
Do you think that if this type of approach and messaging picks up, or not picks up, continues, that we would ever see an actual failing, and I hate to use that term, but a failing parks initiative from Disney, especially as more competition starts to set in their areas in Florida, like with Universal and some of the stuff that they're doing, and what's happening with Nintendo getting involved and everything. do we think that I never would have envisioned that would have happened. But one of the positive things, and I preface it by saying this, which is social media can be fucking brain rot for sure.
Yeah.
But I do believe there's that element of connectivity that is different. And as more people get connected, like especially parents, and they're more aware of like where these companies are and what these companies are advocating, what they're being a little more open about. They don't have that kind of just in la la land approach anymore. Do you think that would ever happen though? Like where Disney says, "Oh shit, we have a legit problem because now our number one driver of revenue is cooked."
I think a fair bit of this Disney problem is the brand.
I agree.
Not,
so you're in agreement with me, yes.
It is the Disney brand has been tarnished. It's been tarnished by Star Wars. It's been tarnished with Disney princesses. It's been tarnished with the ESG bullshit, DEI, ESG. Parents don't want their children to go to movies, cartoon movies that are pushing a sexual orientation onto their child. It's weird. It's fucking freakish, and it's just. So I think a lot of it's tied into the actual brand. If Disney can turn their brand, which is a possibility on paper, most likely not due to the fact that they are absolutely entrenched with weirdos.
Yeah.
But if they actually turned around their brand and they got their IPs sorted, if they got let's say they got Star Wars sorted, you know, they became more interested in Star Wars because they started making stuff. Again, not that I can see this happening. If they started to make animation, which was actually once again becoming wholesome family entertainment, because that's the biggest driver for Disney, is families.
Right, absolutely.
But if you ostracize the family, that's when you're ostracizing them from coming into your park. And if you're ostracizing them by your child content becoming political activism, gender ideology, pronoun shit, then no, parents are going to look for an alternative. Is it possible? Anything's possible. Reality-wise, would it? I would be legitimately shocked beyond compare if it was announced that a park had to close or anything like that. It would be insane, because if one falls, I think there'd be a domino effect.
Okay.
I think it would be a crushing domino effect that they wouldn't be able to prevent. This is their big bread and butter. This is their core money. They have to protect this at all costs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when Kathleen Kennedy goes, can they just have the fucking foresight to change Galaxy's Edge to proper Star Wars? Will they do that? Probably not. But that's just little things like that might actually help. They've been getting rid of very popular rides as well, from what I can gather, which people are very upset about. And they've been replacing them with rides which, for all intents and purposes, haven't gripped people either. So I mean, we know this, but they have complete and utterly lost touch with their core audience, which is families. Yeah. And until they repair that, they'll probably see slight drops. There'll always be the huge popularity of these theme parks, but they got to be careful. I think they're safe, but they got to be really careful, because that's a huge drop in a short period of time.
I agree. That right there would be the alarming.
And
which are major
trend,
money.
A downward trend is very hard. Once something starts rolling down that hill, it's very hard to stop that momentum.
Yeah.
And we're not seeing anything from the IP side, which looks like Disney are looking to turn things around. I myself have stated many times, I think Disney's the one company that is prepared to die on this hill. But the problem for them is they will die. They will die. Because this hill ain't gonna. You're not gonna be able to get over this hill.
There's no unless they again turn it around. There's no turning it around. Like it has to happen. Like because I don't see the public opinion. Like look, it is very. It's Disney was a weird one because Disney opted to appeal to the people that. They started taking positions that were antithetical to the people that they largely needed to appeal to. You just brought up families, right?
Yes.
Typically speaking, right? These freaks, let's say, just call them that adopt these sort of weird positions that they opted to appeal to. They either don't start families or they're part of very dysfunctional families, right? Typically speaking, and I'm not saying this with the with exact certainty that everybody that starts a family is more slanted, like it is a conservative or has more conservative views. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying it is that if you're looking at it from a demographics perspective, right? Typically speaking, the ones that are more pro-family do lean more conservative. And I'm not talking about conservative in like just a general like American politics sense. I'm saying conservative more so in like some of those values, like with like family values and things of that nature.
Values. Family values used to be a very popular term of phrase.
Exactly.
Family values.
Exactly. So
now it's just gay shit.
Now exactly. So again, which runs antithetical to people that are families, right? So, right?
Same-sex couples cannot procreate. So guess what?
It's that simple.
You are antithetical to family.
Exactly. So it's a really bizarre, and maybe perhaps down in history, we will look at this moment like one of the most bizarre, largely stupidest examples that we've ever seen, where the crux, the core of this company was its families, and they said like that we were going to start appealing to people that were not even that they're often pro family, they're often anti. When you start to mix, especially with like some of these like leftist causes, like they're very anti-family. Like they're not
same sex is anti-family by definition.
By definition, like if we're
by biological logic.
And usually, look, I will beat on that drum on this channel. Oftentimes, when you start getting to that and you start digging, when you start seeing some of these quote unquote same-sex couples that do this adoption, it's some weird shit going on. I was just reading a story, unfortunately, about I don't know how they got away with this, but there was one of the it was a gay couple, and one of the dudes was a fucking convicted.
The guy with the beard.
Husky dude. Yeah.
And he posted on social media, and then the internet did its thing.
Yeah.
I went, oh, this guy, this guy. This guy's got a criminal record. This guy's got a criminal record for. But there's been a lot of instances. Those two younger dudes who got the two kids, and they.
Oh yeah, remember that one? Yeah. Oh, dude, that was.
No, they have been
wood chipper immediately. Fuck it. Fuck
the
life in prison, all that. But no. Like that story.
Feet first, live on TV, pay per view.
Yes, exactly.
Money goes to the kids' college funds for when they grow up.
Exactly, man. Because that was fuck. That story there really made me mad, man. For sure. But yeah. The point is that they opted to appeal to people that weren't families, even though that is a core. It's not like families were like a subset kind of the demographic that Disney largely appealed to. It's like, no, it was the demographic. It was your core demographic, and you said, yeah, fuck those people. So again, maybe later down the line we will look at Disney and we'll say that was one of the dumbest things that I've ever seen a company do. Where they told the core audience that they had not just a subset of the audience, the core demographic to go screw themselves.
Yeah.
And it had its consequences. it absolutely has its consequences. I wanted to speak about this because it kind of goes into, though. I want to more so talk about the streaming element. I don't know if you heard about this. I know you know that all this stuff is going on with Warner,
Yeah.
but it looks like a second, like, I don't know what they think this is worth, but there's been people throwing, folks are throwing money at them, and basically Warner's like, no, the price is up, go up. So we'll see if this thing even gets sold. I don't know where Paramount was getting the money from anyway, because they're in debt too.
Dedatron, Dedatron 9000 must become Dedatron Zeta Maximus.
Yes, don't understand it.
No fucking clue. And I let the government up my fucking anus for fucking taxes, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Don't understand it, but this is corporate. Unfortunately, our corporations operate. Apparently, a company that is in a massive amount of debt can buy out another company that's also in debt.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, makes all the sense in the world. But yeah, I want to talk about the streaming thing real quick, because it's tied up, especially in the Paramount thing. And I want your thoughts, because we talk Xbox and stuff. I made the argument, like it was 2 weeks ago, I believe. We spoke about this a little bit on Tuesday Night Main Event, and tape panel where we're all kind of discussing. Everybody's like trying to figure out, like, how can they make this, because they're going up in price, and how can they make this Xbox Pass thing
50%, isn't it? Up by
50, something crazy profitable. And my argument was that they can't.
No way.
It doesn't matter. Like, they would have to charge and have willing participants in it, like $200 or something like that a month, in order to break even. If you were including like some of the first party stuff and the amount of money that they're spending and putting those things on these platforms. Now, the argument that I was making was that streaming in general was something that had become very, very attractive, especially post or during the pandemic. And it's also just convenient and everything. And I think that people need to understand that, I think everybody's understanding, actually, the reality is that it doesn't matter. It's not a profitable venture. Gaming is not going to be profitable. I believe there's only one company, and check and correct me if I'm wrong. The only company that has been able to see profits directly from its, obviously, streaming divisions is the one company who basically were the first in and the best dressed, and that's Netflix.
And remember when they played with the idea of a gaming?
Yeah. And I think that's why Xbox actually went and did it. I think it was more try to beat them to the punch type of situation, more than they were actually thinking that this thing was going to make money. Or maybe they did. Maybe it was. I mean, you can make look. It happens in business. You try stuff out, it doesn't work. I mean, maybe that was one of those things. But it's an industry wide thing. It's an entertainment wide thing. In that, outside of Netflix, entertainment companies have made it impossible. Magnum Man says in the chat, I thought Netflix has been losing money. No, there was a time that they were. There was a time, but if I'm not mistaken, they are on the black.
Very well. Very well.
They're good now, but yes, you're not incorrect. There was a time where they were actually losing money. But it's a profitable company now, unless they've been able to make the streaming aspect of it a profitable venture. But they're the only ones that have been able to do it. We've talked about many times Disney Plus, and how they haven't seen a profit ever. They've actually lost, like, quite literally billions of dollars each quarter on the streaming. It's just not a profitable venture. I don't think it'll ever be. There would have to be some fundamental changes, and I just don't think with the mainstream and how they budget makes it conducive to that, like to having a profitable entertainment asset. Like, it just can't work, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Xbox, like we talked about earlier, tied to Microsoft.
Yeah,
Microsoft makes a lot of money elsewhere, so they can probably write
Well, they must do, because the CEO just gave himself a 20-odd million a year pay rise, from 70-something million to 90-something million a year.
Jesus.
I wonder why the middle class has been gutted.
Yeah. That's interesting. But yeah, I think Xbox, man, is none of that streamer stuff is going to work. I think we made this, a lot of people make this way too complicated and talking about, oh, well, you know, they need to lower, like if the price was low, no, when the price was low, it was not making money. In fact, they were losing that shit. It's just not a venture that's going to ever be profitable.
Oh, it's a commie game. It's a commie game system.
Yeah, it is.
That's what it is.
It doesn't make sense for any fucking publisher.
No,
You're looking at that like,
fucking
how the fuck
commie
we're gonna charge you
system.
$10 and we're gonna spend all this money to develop it. No, you're not. You know, that's a publisher nightmare. It just doesn't matter what they charge. It's not gonna make any money. It looks great for us. We're like, oh shit, I'm only paying like $10 for all these games. This is great. But yeah, from a economical,
the fact that they had to up it by 50%
let you know that and that's
volume.
not even that. No, that not only speaks volume. It tells you, because I'm willing to bet, obviously, going that high is like, it's not scratching the surface, right? When you have to go up that much, you already know, like they probably could have went up another, like probably 100%. You know what I mean? It probably still ain't in anywhere near making money on that project. But yeah, I think, look, the streaming thing is not working out. But I also don't want people to get it twisted and think that, well, going back to TV means they're going to make Hollywood ain't making money either. So I don't know where you go if you're an entertainer these days. If you're looking to go through the quote unquote proper channels, I don't know where you go because there's uncertainty everywhere. You know, like I don't have an answer for you. If you're hoping like you're to make a profitable venture going the mainstream route, there's obviously advantages of being an independent, and there's some fun things because it's so community oriented. There's so many fun things that you can do that probably wouldn't work with the mainstream. But if you're going the mainstream route, I don't think there's one. If we're talking about, oh, okay, we need to go back to making money, there's not a lot of places that they could go, because just as much as you could say streaming's having a problem, or the box offices have a problem as well. So it's like, shit, they're fucked. Maybe they're fucked either way. Maybe that's the reality. Maybe they're fucked all around.
Well, it looks like it. I mean, they are big time struggling. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft find themselves dropping out of the console market and trying to become a platform, literally like a streaming platform. Which, by the way, I don't think will work.
Yeah.
Either, because there are much better out there as is. So yeah, I the good news is I don't care.
Whatever happens.
Look, to me, Microsoft Xbox killed itself off about 8 years ago. When they decided that, like, when look, you'll still remember. I know you were young at the time, but you'll still remember when the very first Xbox released. It was marketed as this fucking revolutionary game console.
A game console for gamers. Yeah.
Boosh. Not only that, we're bringing with it this new IP called Halo. Look at this fucking cool guy. Everything about it was cool as fuck. Everything. Halo was unbelievable. Seeing it on that Xbox machine was incredible. I remember going to a Curry's, which is an electrical store here in the UK, or used to be. I can remember going into a Curry's with my brother and him, because he was Mr. Moneybags. I was fucking broke as fuck. And he pre-ordered one. He wasn't even a gamer. But the hype was real about this revolutionary games console. The Xbox 360, again, was very much focused as a games console for gamers. And then we were moving more into an online function with it all. And it was really kind of pushing that now far beyond where the Xbox had. Then suddenly it became an entertainment system.
Right.
And that's where it all goes fucking wrong, because you're showing that you're starting to disconnect from your core audience, which is gamers. So then they try to focus it as an entertainment system for the whole family. Hey, mum, you need this entertainment system because this entertainment system is going to allow you to put some music on. It's going to allow you to play the latest Blu-ray, 4K, whatever. No, mum don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, she don't give two fucking shits. And gamers are there going, shut up and talk to me about video games.
Yeah.
So they already started to cause a schism. And then, about 8 odd years ago or so, they wanted to push going online only. No physical copy. And they made that horrendous mistake where they said, well, if you want a physical copy, we've got another machine for that. It's called the 360. So they went, oh, right. So we don't need to buy a new. Oh, no. And then, that guy was fired pretty fucking swiftly because he essentially killed Xbox then. And it's never recovered.
Yeah.
It's never recovered because they completely lost focus of where they are and who gamers are and what the fuck the Xbox is. Now, instead of having like the Xbox or the Xbox 360, we've got fucking Xbox Series X dash 3.4 to the power of. It's like they've just got the stupidest of fucking names now.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm going through a fucking Excel spreadsheet. So Xbox, they lost me. They lost me fucking completely. I don't think I'm their audience. I'm not interested in becoming an Ultimate member to stream your fucking games from day one through the Ultimate. I'm not interested in that.
Right. Yeah.
And you're not producing any exclusives. Your machines, they're nowhere near as good as PCs. Consoles used to be the market leaders. It's where the PC was lagging behind. The consoles will come in, boom. Your price points aren't even there. You're upping your price points now. I think Microsoft. I think they're done. I think they've been absolutely annihilated by Sony in this generation, and I just don't see how they can recover. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did a Sega and they just dropped out of the console marketplace.
There's a lot of people that are that may be the move, right? Where they get completely out of that, looking at where Sony is, and they not even really. It's not like they're even trying to really put up a fight. It seems anymore with them. Like when they lose the console war, it's like it's a concession. It's like whatever, we lost it, fuck it. So if you don't care, you can't expect other people to care.
I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. I don't
give a shit about your console fucking war, mate. I'm on a PC. I'm PC master race now.
Yeah. So yeah, it is. It's interesting, man. We'll see what happens with that company, but they are attached to Microsoft, and Microsoft has a lot of benefits because again, they create all these other things of which they can make money off of. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I think this next generation is going to be intriguing to say the least. But let's get into some of these super chats, if you don't mind. Thunderous, what's up? 45 months says Riververse Discord is fire. Let's go. Yes, as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, we now have official Riververse Discord. Reason being is a lot of interesting things happening on the development side for like the app and stuff that we wanted to do. That look, we're behind schedule on that, so we were like, look, let's get some things rolling. Let's get some community involvement, and so we're there. Remember, we were on before the whole Roblox BS. We were on Gilded. Not sure why they took that in that direction, but now we're on Discord. So go join the official Discord. I believe you can actually get there. Let me before I tell you the wrong URL and have you go into some bullshit. Let me make sure that that this is correct. Yes, if you go to riververse.com/Discord, it'll take you directly there. So be sure to be sure to head right there. Thank you for that. Then there it says, "Where's the Ripper hat?" Also, jonesing for Norfolk books, vinyls, cassettes, and more merch on the way to the shop. Speaking of the Glorious Death cassette tape
Yay!
is right there. Take a look at that. So yeah, I have the cassette, we have the vinyls in as well.
You see.
Yeah, so obviously those are going to be shipping out soon enough, man. So go grab those cassettes if you have not already. Oh, also, I have no idea what the team status on this is. Maybe if you got a email or something, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The Hero Stash is back.
Hey.
A lot of you guys know that we took that down because it was creating a lot of technical issues on the back end, but we believe that we got it resolved. So now we're doing a hard launch. Please work with us if there are some issues that we need to work out. We did do a soft launch. Some of you guys noticed it and tried it out. It looks like everything looks to be good, but it's back, baby. So go stock up on Rippaverse stuff and delay that shipment. Bones with a 5 says, "As on FNT, ask Jeremy if he likes his starfish tickle." Yeah, that's some interesting lore from last night, and was
chocolate starfish.
Yeah, it was some interesting lore. Let's just say that it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Shout out Josh Kelsey, no message with a 20 as always, dropping that, walking right on out. Peter Darker with a 5, Great Mazinger. Bleach, Cyborg 009 already did the whole character bullet because mixed race bit and better. Well, I was talking about this stuff like, in like with various species and stuff like that in fantasy. It's not anything that's new. Brent with a 10 said, "My favorite character growing up was
Meanwhile, white characters can just have struggles through regular life and not the color of their skin.
Exactly.
Like every other character.
Like every other
character rely on because it's just beyond the boring trope.
Exactly. Watched Good Times 227, Benson, The Jeffersons, Family Matters, probably meant Cosby, Sanford and Sons. I grew up in VA in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I mean, like to act like, well, that's the disingenuous nature of some of the arguments or lack thereof that they try to present to us, that people like don't like black characters or aren't fond of them. And it's like, bro, you're several decades behind. Says, "I never had to identify with the characters in my books or on the screen to understand their stories. Good writing carries a story, period." Yeah, and good writing, or rather compelling characters, is something that transcends race. People can find that stuff appealing if you know what you're doing. But the problem is a lot of these guys don't. Luke with a 5 said, "Took your advice. Now I have 75 signed and numbered prints for my comic encrypted for sale in my online store. The fun printing issue at $15 a piece." Okay, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. So you're taking it easy, doing a select amount, not a big, massive financial obligation. That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. Slow and controlled. John Orchard with a 10 says, "Animal abuser is also signing deeper issues, not making any accusations, just pointing it out."
Yeah, serial killers, sociopath, psychopath, psychopathy. Yeah, lots.
Wow, we got 150 total from Professor X. I'm going to be reading these. Wow. Eric, you've mentioned possibly working with other companies on licensing deals. One that I think would be a good fit would be Roosevelt's, or Results for short. They are an apparel company that make licensing deal with a bunch of different entertainment brands. Yeah, we talked about, like, look, I've never been anti that. I've been anti. I would never like, there's the various ways you can do licensing, right? I'd never be like, "Hey, you make whatever the fuck you want, and just give us the money." That's how a lot of in the mainstream, and I know that's how you get bastardized products. But yeah, I'm not against partnerships and we've never been against partnership as long as we maintain the creative control and get the final approval on something. Sure, I'm not against someone saying, "Hey, we specialize in this and we want to do a Riververse branded yada yada." Absolutely. Not against that. By the way, $150 continues on. Said they show up at major conventions all over the country, and we're at Dallas Fan Expo. Okay, got to chat with them earlier this year. Quality art and material for the shirts has been good. We'll recommend checking them out in their fandom page. I might check it out. Okay, I'm gonna check them out. But yeah, I'm not against any of that stuff. At all. At all. By the way, 150 ain't cheap. We got to give a big shout out to Professor X. Met him multiple times. Awesome dude. Always repping the Rippaverse, man. Cool dude, man. Big shout out to you. $150. That's not cheap. Tamani with a 10 says, just showing my support for both you and the Rippaverse. I wish I could contribute more to you guys. Keep it the great work. It's all good. It's all good, man. What you contribute is what you contribute, and we appreciate it either way. So thank you so much for that. And of course, we have Ramble with a 5 says, when I've number 1 was released, I was single. Since then, I've gotten married and have a kid. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's a lot happening in 3 years, buddy. I respect it. Kid on the way before Alpha 2 was released. I respect it. I respect it. Well, appreciate that growth. Much love to you and yours, and hope the family does well there. And yeah, Alpha 2 is up for pre-order along with Blood Ruth, along with the Ribbazine collection, along with Detention Crew. Lots of cool stuff over there happening on the Rippaverse side. And if you have not heard, we of course launched the Ripper Fest. Get some more information over at ripperfest.com. Really excited for that. Can't wait to see what you all come up with. Let's get it going. All right, Ass, what do you have planned for the rest of the week? Your stream schedules, all the good fun stuff.
I mean, if you're following me on my gaming channel at HVB Gaming, every weekday I am posting a part of my Days Gone playthrough. Part 24 is already uploaded and scheduled to release at 9 a.m. UK time tomorrow. So go do that. Otherwise, should be video coming tomorrow. Where the desk is in this room, I do not know quite yet. But video coming tomorrow, and Friday Night Tights, obviously. Gundam is the guest. Sunday afternoon tea with us, and Sunday fun day.
Well, for me, Gothix and I have been chatting about some ideas for some fun streams that we're going to do on the Rippaverse side. We'll keep you guys posted on that. Obviously, I'm dealing with baby stuff every day, so I'm kind of touch and go when I'm doing streams and stuff like that, because I have no idea what's going to happen because I can't account for it. Like right after this stream ends, I'm sprinting downstairs and handling business there. But
business,
yeah, excuse me, I misspoke there. Handling business there. But yeah, we got some stuff that we're gonna be doing on the Rippaverse side with Gothix. Ripper Fest, like I said, keep it locked on there. I'll probably do some more videos pertaining to that. We've been releasing a lot of short form content as well. Fun videos over on the Rippaverse side. Those have been doing extremely well, which is crazy. It's just me like talking about what's going on in the stories, and they've been doing extremely well. So yes, keep showing love there. Get involved with Ripper Fest. We love for you content creators, artists, all you guys to get involved there. But aside from that, man, that's about it for me. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Like I said, Hero Stash is back live. If some of you guys have been holding out purchases because of that, be sure to get in. Right now, that stuff is live. So thank you all so much for the continued support. I am going to yeah, I mean, I don't know what my next stream is going to be. So you got 4K and sake Monday for sure, but I have no idea when the next stream. I wouldn't even commit because I have no idea. But you can get ads on all of his streams. You should probably see me hanging out with in there as well as I'm working and doing random stuff. So thank you all so much for the love and support. We'll be back next week on Az's channel for everything there. And what is that issue? I said issue. Might as well call it issue. Episode 91. I keep saying issue 91. Episode 91.
It is what it is.
Same thing. It is what it is.
Same difference.
But yeah, we'll be there next week, same time. Thank you all for the support. Go get involved with Ripper Fest. Make sure you go follow Az on his channel. Make sure you go to rippercent.com. Go grab the shirts there, which is going to start going out to you all soon. Also, we'll be at SpaceCon this weekend, San Antonio. Come holla at the team there. Thank you all for the love and support. We got to get up out of here. Until next time, y'all be easy and peace out.